Okay.
Hey everyone, what is up? Thanks for tuning in. I'm your nerdy normie reviewer, the Elvin Barber. You know, the guy in shades handing out fades. And in front of me is the Token Cripple.
Hello, hello. How are you doing?
Mr. Token, how are you today?
Life is good.
Life is good. So before we get started, we do ask that you please hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment below. And don't forget to
Ring the bell.
ring that bell. So today we're going to be discussing Black Adam. Please tell me, my token friend, what did you think?
Okay.
Okay.
It was an okay movie. Nothing too offensive. Good popcorn flick. Nothing to write home about, but nothing to overly bitch about. There are definitely a couple things that I think are a little weird, but well, what can you do? Most movies have them.
We have some notes here.
Yeah, we do.
Let's go through some notes. I also thought it was all right. I think one thing I liked about it, or two things I liked about it. One was Dr. Fate, his character, and two, I love the creative ways that Black Adam was killing people. I thought that was pretty cool.
I think it would have been better if it was rated R myself.
That's what it was missing. It was definitely missing that rated R rating. And not to mention, we really don't know what his motivation was.
Yeah, the entire movie, he's just kind of doing things,
Right.
But vaguely at the end, there's kind of sort of a motivation when he's fighting the big bad. And when Dr. Fate's waking him up, spoilers, he's like the fight that your son was meant to fight is here now, so get your ass moving, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
That's vaguely like, okay, I've got to finish my son's mission. And that's just me reading into it. But before that, and after that, I have no fucking clue what he wanted to do.
Yeah, they really don't touch on that at all. It was kind of like the crown, right? That crown that
You mean the One Ring crown that's clearly supposed to be like the...
I know, right? It's like we're Sauron at this point. Like,
I mean, they were clearly, that was clearly the imagery they were going for, or maybe it's just because Lord of the Rings is topical right now, but that's the only thing I could think of. I'm like, this is literally the One Ring.
but she thought I guess you consider her one of the main characters. That it was better off being hidden by her. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
Did we get some context behind that, or she was just like, "Oh, we got to find this because
we need to hide it better.
we need to hide." Yeah.
As far as I know, it's been what, I think they say it was 3,000 years.
Yeah.
It's been wherever the fuck it's been hidden for 3,000 years. You're only just now finding it. You earnestly think you'll be able to find a better, more secure place to hide it that will hide it for another 3,000 years? Really?
Apparently, she's got a better hiding spot. Apparently, her VCR, or spoilers, the VCR. Did you notice that it's like not? It like opens for like a hiding spot where the tape goes.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I think that's her big hiding spot.
That's not going to keep it safe for 3,000 years. Also, I call it the One Ring crown, but it doesn't seem to have any adverse effects to anyone who uses it or is in contact with it. They don't seem to be out of their mind or
No.
unwilling to give it up. So earnestly, because they established that Superman is in this movie for a cameo.
Right.
I'm pretty sure everyone knows by now. So why not just call him and say, hey, can you throw this in the sun, please?
Yeah, can you destroy this crown?
Or if you can't destroy it, put it somewhere where even if they know it's there, they can't get it.
Well, yeah, just take it to your cave. Like,
to the fortress?
Yeah, take it to the fortress.
Or / alien ship, whatever it is in this universe.
He would have the means to disappear it, essentially.
Yeah, and like I said, it's not like it's fucking with your head. I kind of assumed that was the angle they were going to go for,
Like
with it being like,
somehow
you know,
it
the
somehow
ring is mine
manipulates the person holding
to the evilness that it's
right.
supposed to represent
But apparently, it only activates when
in the presence of the champion of the demon people.
I guess the ancestors of the I can't even remember.
The freaking not Pharaoh King guy.
Yeah,
Um,
apparently his bloodline is the only people who can activate
also,
this.
you held a grudge for 3,000 years, and you still know how to activate that after 3,000 years. I fucking doubt it.
Yeah, I doubt that too.
Um,
I highly doubt that as well.
I mean, theoretically it's possible, I guess, but the fact that this guy's like, this is how it works, and it's been passed on to my family, the story. I'm like, I don't know anything my family said 2,000 years ago. I don't know half the things that my grandparents said, most probably.
Precisely. So it's like, what are we doing here?
How? At least if it was like an immortal threat, then it can be like, haha, this has been my motivation for
X amount of time.
fucking ever,
Right.
so that's not going to change. So almost unironically would have been better if it was the One Ring.
When it all boils down to it, yeah. So that's Black Adam. What'd you think about Dr. Fate's character?
He was pretty good.
Yeah, he was pretty solid.
I did like that they didn't make his magic too fucky. Like they didn't. He had a couple of tricks, but he wasn't constantly pulling a new one out of his ass that would completely change the fate of the.
Maybe they did that, sort of like the sling ring thing with Doctor Strange. So in the event of in a different movie, and it's like, you have a sling ring. Like, why not just use that?
Yeah, especially since you can now apparently sling ring two people.
Yeah.
And somebody who wasn't even trained can fucking do it, apparently. So
maybe they're trying to avoid.
Strange magic.
They're trying to avoid. I mean, if that's what they're trying to do, avoid like that type of continuity.
Commend them for it.
Yeah.
I commend them for. I mean, I'm sure they could still.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not super familiar with Black Adam's character in the comics, but I also feel like Dr. Fate's on a different level. So I feel like he should be able to solo Black Adam. He shouldn't need the Justice Society. But again, I don't know much about the comics, so I could have the power scaling completely wrong.
I don't know much about the comics in that regard either. I mean, I guess theoretically you would think Dr. Fate should be able to
Lord of Order,
solo.
Supposed to store the entirety of the existence in the DC universe.
I mean, I feel like he should be able to, but I can see how they would probably have to nerf him in order to, because it is, Black Adam's movie. So
I mean, it's not nearly as insulting as having Doctor Strange get beaten to shit by a fucking teenager with web shooters in the mirror dimension.
Oh, it's geometry. I can do geometry.
Fuck off. That is not enough of an explanation.
Super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Yeah. But yeah, I liked Dr. Fate's character. What'd you think about Hawk?
One more thing about that. Now, I'm not I'm not super familiar with Dr. Fate, but it seems really weird that he's able to take off the helmet as easily as he is, because it's supposed to be there's supposed to be a spirit inside it. I don't know the spirit's name, and the spirit doesn't like to let go.
Right.
Once he has you, and at one point they say when he puts on the helmet he's literally possessed. But at no point did he really seem like there was somebody else in the driver's seat. It always seemed like it was Kent Nelson. That's a small thing, but I mean, seemed a little weird to me.
No, I get where you're coming from. I believe that it is a possession type. I mean, they even say it in the movie, but he does take it off freely,
and he doesn't act like there's somebody else there,
as if he is just as in the driver's seat as whomever's possessing the helmet. I can only chop it up to Hollywood actors needing their faces to be seen. Like that's
Yeah, but I mean, you could still have his face be seen, but have his voice like distorted or whatever. I'm going off like even Young Justice. When they brought in the Tower of Fate, I think it was in season one.
Mm.
Uh, they he didn't want to let Zatanna go. Like he had Zatanna, and Zara had to like actively bargain, and he was trapped in the helmet for. He was trapped wearing the helmet for however many fucking years that show is. I don't know the timeline of that show anymore. I don't know. I lost track after the time skip. Uh, but that's kind of the impression I've always had with the helmet. Same thing in Smallville. They go into that where Ken Nelson's kind of lost his shit. And he wears the helmet and he's fine. Or, well, the spirit in control is. But yeah, it just seemed a little weird to me that they make a point of saying he's possessed, but he doesn't act like there's anybody else there.
I mean, think about it though. Think about a lot of movies where people wear helmets. How often are they actually wearing their helmets?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's literally
that's
Hollywood narcissists. That's what it is.
But that's the meta reason. It's lacking an internal universe reason why.
Well,
and I would like there to be one. That's all.
Understandable. Hawkman, what are your thoughts?
This is gonna be a pretty common theme. Fine. He was fine. He was there. He did things.
He did Hawkman things.
And I have the reverse criticism I had with Dr. Fate versus Black Adam with Hawkman. Granted, I don't know much about the Nigerians, but I feel like Hawkman would get punked by this guy. I feel like it, especially because he has no qualms about killing people.
Right. Yeah.
It's not like he tries not to, but is willing to. No, you annoy him, he'll kill you.
Yeah. Heroes don't kill people. I do.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like he has to be pushed to it. He just will. That's almost his opening play.
Yeah.
In fact, it is his opening.
No, it is his opening play.
So I feel like he would just have killed Hawkman, and I don't think there's a fucking thing Hawkman could do to stop it. But again, I don't know much about the Nigerians. I don't even know if that's what he is. I'm also under the impression that he gets reincarnated. So why? Spoilers. Dr. Fate sacrifices himself for the one guy where death is literally just super easy, barely an inconvenience.
Yeah, it's just the beginning for him.
Why he would sacrifice himself for the one guy for which death is irrelevant,
right.
I don't know.
That's what I thought was super confusing as well.
I liked Cyclone, I think her name is.
Yes.
I liked that she was nice. She wasn't a bitch.
No.
She wasn't demeaning.
She wasn't unlikable.
She was just like, what can you do?
Yeah.
I grow. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. It wasn't a dick measuring contest.
It wasn't.
Me, but
yeah. This I'm better than you mentality.
No, she was just, oh, hi, other kid my age. How you doing?
Now the other kid was annoying as shit.
He was
Adam Smasher.
Adam Smasher. I don't know his human name. I don't know either of their human names. But he was just. Why would you have him be in your Justice Society? He clearly has no experience. This is clearly his first run because he talks to the original Adam Smasher on the FaceTime.
Oh right, yeah.
FaceTimey app thingy.
Some advice, I guess.
This guy apparently is a huge fucking threat. So why are you bringing in a newbie to fight that guy when this guy, again, no qualms about killing people? He would easily kill Adam Smasher.
Budget cuts.
Yeah. Budget cuts.
They couldn't afford anyone else.
The thing is, also, and I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but...
Jump away.
Whatever the fuck was the Justice Society? Actually, I don't even. What is the DC movie universe right now? Like, is this in continuity with Justice League?
I don't even think they even know.
There are times when they reference other heroes. They reference the Flash. They have Superman make a cameo.
Right.
Which implies that this is the Snyderverse, or an offshoot of it, at least.
Yeah.
The Whedon, the Justice League verse, maybe.
Yeah, more or less.
So they imply it's the Justice League verse, or at least they're to something to that effect. But where the fuck was the Justice Society with a guy who's, like, by the admission of the movie, God tier? Why the fuck wasn't he involved fighting Steppenwolf? And the reverse is still true. Where was the Justice League during the events of this movie? What the fuck?
Yeah, where is everyone? I guess is the question. Where the hell is everyone?
Because Black Adam is Shazam's counterpart, his evil or anti-hero evil counterpart. And Shazam he's Superman level. You don't fight a Superman level threat unprepared. That was weird. Plus, all these heroes, with the Suicide Squad, Waller has leverage over them.
Mm-hmm.
Why in the living hell are Hawkman and Dr. Fate working with Waller?
Hell, even Superman at the end.
Yeah. She says I can call in a favor and get the big guns. I don't. Now again, I'm sort of a normie in the sense that I'm vaguely familiar with these characters. I know them more from the TV shows, the animated series and stuff.
Likewise.
They don't. At no point do I think Superman and Amanda Waller have had an amicable word to say to one another. I don't even think they've interacted.
I don't remember them interacting either.
But I guarantee you, Batman would be like, "Stay clear of this bitch."
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Batman would use his influence to
pin her down.
To pin her, yeah.
Because I'm kind of under the impression that she is Nick Fury is almost lawful neutral in the way he deals with things. He'll deal with what he thinks is right, and leverage whatever he has to do that. She, I think, is she's slightly closer to lawful evil in the sense that
she's stone cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She fulfills a very similar in-universe purpose to Nick Fury, but she's much bitchier and evil about it.
Like, she'll go.
She's genuinely cold, like
that extra step.
At least Nick Fury, his heart's in the right place.
Yes.
Hers not so much.
Yeah. Every time I think about her, I think about that one scene in Suicide Squad when she has them all save her, and then once they get there, because she's in a room full of like analysts, right? And once they get there and she's in the room, she's like just starts killing all the analysts one by one. It was like, I can't, like, this can't come back on me.
She's by any means necessary type.
She's tying up loose ends for sure. Like,
again, that's not somebody Superman would ever let himself have leverage over.
Case in point.
Let have leverage over him. And Dr. Fate, of all people, fuck no. From what I understand about Hawkman, he's almost like Black Adam in this movie. Like, in this movie, their mentalities, the mentality of what I understand of Hawkman and Black Adam, would pretty much match. I mean, kill wouldn't be his opening play.
No.
But he wouldn't be he's not Batman. Like, he understands there's some people you just gotta put down.
Yeah.
Um, and they make him out to be like a super, like, no killing, like, he's not a hardcore no killer. He's more of a, if it's necessary, yeah. I don't think he would have any qualms about killing Lex Luthor if the opportunity presented itself.
I don't think so either.
So I thought it was really strange. Again, I don't know too much about the character, so I could be completely off base. But I'm pretty sure he and Hawkgirl would both take the shot if,
If need be.
if need be, and if the opportunity presented itself. So it seems really weird that he was the one constantly saying, no killing, no killing, no killing.
Yeah, I did like a deep dive into Hawkman lore. So there are some JSA runs, some comic runs where he is like very strong due to Thangar's gravity being a lot more denser and heavier than Earth's. So there are comic runs where he's like very strong, and the metal used, the Nith metal, I believe it's pronounced,
Nth metal, I think.
yeah, for his wings are supposed to enhance strength as well.
Okay,
I don't know
so
if they're using that justification for this movie. I'm sure they probably are, but
I think, honestly, I think it's kind of like Wonder Woman 84. It's like whatever defense people will accept, they'll just wait for someone to say it on Twitter, and they'll be like, that's it?
yep. But I knew though Carter Hall, his personality is one of like, don't give up. Like, I'm never gonna give up. So like the fact that he kept going after the like Black Adam, when we seen all those fights, like I guess that's in character for him.
That is.
Yeah,
But
doing that.
is his insistence on the no killing, is that kind
That I don't know. I would have to look. That I don't know. I don't believe it is though.
I mean, I'm pretty sure, again, normie, Justice League cartoon, animated movies, I'm pretty sure he was a Thangarian cop or military.
He was, yeah.
And they have a much harsher justice system than Earth.
They do, yeah. I remember that.
So, he would have no problem plugging some criminals. Or at least, again, my understanding. I mean, it's different when it's just a pleb, but like, you start kidnapping children like they did in the movie, he'd fucking kill them himself.
Yeah, he would. He would. He would leave his Professor X mansion and...
Yeah, that was very reminiscent of the fucking X-Men. Right down to the freaking Blackbird?
Yeah, I'm like, really? Like, this is so, like, on the nose. But whatever. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for the movie. Like, I mean, it's not a lot really happens.
I feel like I'd have so much more to say if I actually understood what Black Adam wanted, or why he followed this kid around. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Vaguely, I understand. Okay, I don't know any of these characters' names because they're forgettable.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But Discount Laura Croft summoned him.
Mm-hmm.
So he helped her. He helped her son because she asked, but then he kept helping the son, but didn't do anything to be a hero, so didn't feel like he was trying to honor his own child, which was kind of the impression I thought they were maybe going for.
Right.
But he didn't actively try and free Discount Wakanda, because I don't know the name of the place. And he didn't really... He was just there doing things.
Yeah, he was just there doing... He was there murdering.
I mean... The thing is, I don't understand his motivation for murdering people. I don't know what he personally wants. Because at no point did he say, I want the chair. It'd be different if it was like, I want the throne, I want the throne, I want the throne. And he takes the throne, and it's like, nope, this doesn't feel right, and destroys the throne. He has no motivation for anything he does, or at least, maybe I'm just not big-brained enough to put it together. But it just felt like he didn't want anything, and he was just doing things. They also established some random the magical Tism rock that made up the evil crown.
Eternia, or whatever it was
Eternium,
called. Eternium.
which is right up there with unobtainium and I'm
Vibranium and
I guarantee somebody's gonna come
titanium
up with
and
somebody's gonna come up with a metal and call arbitrarium or something like
obtainium.
yeah. They established that there's this pseudo kryptonite essentially that actually allowed Black Adam to be injured, and then they block his powers with shields made of the stuff. But they never use it to hurt him again in this entire film. It's established. It knocks him out.
Yeah, it's established it can hurt him, but they don't use it.
Intergang is a thing, apparently. And it's apparently an international threat that has been enslaving entire nations. And again, I wonder where the fuck is Superman?
Where the fuck is everyone?
I don't think... That's the thing. Superman can hear... depending on the continuity, he can pretty much hear the entire planet at once.
Yeah.
They have several explanations in the comics, as far as I know. Several pseudoscience explanations for how he can do it. Point being, he would have intervened.
He would have.
As much as people say he's a the definition of I follow what the government says, he's not. Like, he won't. In mainline continuity, at least, in stories where they're messing with him, they will. Like in Dark Knight Returns, because Frank Miller hates Superman.
Yeah.
He just makes him a stooge. But he is not... He's not at the beck and call of the United States government. If he sees a country is literally being enslaved by a fucking international gang...
Yeah, he's going to do something about it.
He's going to intervene.
Yeah.
So... The fact that they establish he exists in this universe, that this is the same universe, and this apparently has been going on for years, he would have fucking done something by now.
Apparently he just fucked off.
Yeah, he fucked off until the movie wanted a cameo. But again, that runs into why the fuck is he answering to Waller?
Yeah, I think that was the biggest thing.
You could have cut Waller out of that scene and it would have changed nothing.
Exactly. I think that was like one of the biggest things about this film for me is everyone's, I guess, their willingness to just follow along with Waller. Like, that's very uncharacteristic for a lot of the characters.
She had the reason the Suicide Squad follows her is because if she hits a button, they die.
Right. She has leverage. Yeah. Yeah, I can't see why they put her in this type of role with these people, but...
She's not friendly and she's not a good person.
She's not.
They wouldn't follow her and they wouldn't do what she says.
Nope.
Unless there's a damn good reason for it.
Yeah.
And it just seems really shallow to me that everyone just answers to her. I don't understand. I don't know what connects Hawkman to that. I don't know why Dr. Fate would do that. I don't know where the fuck the Justice League is. I don't know where the Justice Society has been.
This movie just leaves you into a ton of fucking questions. But then at the same time, it's like, but I don't care.
It wasn't offensive. And part of it is that at least I don't know where the universe as a whole stands right now.
Oh, I don't even think they even know where the universe as a whole stands.
Right. I don't... If it weren't for the fact that Superman showed up in a cameo in this, I'd be surprised if it was a shared universe. But the fact that he does, there has a lot of questions pop up.
Yep.
If it was just a bunch of standalone movies without the connecting tissue, that'd be fine. Okay, there isn't a Superman-ish character in this universe. Black Adam is the first one, or second, because Billy. And I can understand why Billy wouldn't do it. He's 14. Mm-hmm. So getting on the world politics stage just isn't his bag.
Wouldn't be his jam.
So I could kind of see him not intervening, at least not right away. I think he's got his own personal shit to deal with. Mm-hmm. He is still a kid. But no reason Superman wouldn't intervene.
That is true.
Sorry, I've been rambling.
No. I mean, we kind of covered this movie. I mean, it was fine.
Yeah,
I think it's a solid 4, 5 out of 10. Like it's
I
fine.
mean, I'm sure that there are definitely some there's definitely some writing bullshit that just, but I mean, it's a popcorn flick. I didn't take it too seriously. The child that Black Adam is following around, they're trying to make him like this really heroic character, and so for some reason they're not willing to fight Intergang, but there's a flood of demons summoned by the demon boss Sabak guy, which
they have no problem.
they have no problem. They don't even hesitate to jump on that shit. But gangsters with guns, fuck that noise.
They'd rather fight demons or the literally walking dead than gangsters with guns.
So that inspirational speech, that was fantastic.
Chef's kiss, right?
Hurry, guys! This is our chance.
That's exactly how I remember it.
And again, it's a child actor.
Well, yeah.
He'll get better with time.
He's got time to.
But his delivery was very flat. Honestly, The Rock, his delivery was pretty flat too. I think again it comes down to he didn't have motivation, so there was no point where he really had to get emotional.
Yeah, The Rock to me just played The Rock.
He got vaguely emotional in a flashback. He got emotional when in the flashback his son transfers the powers to heal him, but there's no reason for The Rock to be particularly invested in this, and it kind of shows. Also, Waller's like, that island is now your prison, and Adam rightly says, you literally can't fucking stop me. And that's when she brings up, I can call in some favors. But again, we run into, there's no way Superman would answer to this lady.
Yeah, he's like, there's no one on this planet who can stop me. And she goes, well, I know people
From
not
other
from
planets.
this planet who can. And it's like, he would never listen to you. Shut up.
Yeah, they shouldn't have even had her in the post-credit scene. Superman should have just been like, people are kind of nervous about it. Like, just literally cut Waller out and just have the conversation between he and Superman. It makes a lot more sense.
I'm sure they were like, they put her in to establish
that she's an ongoing threat.
That she's going to be in universe. This is like all her shit.
She's a big player.
Yeah.
Except, she's not though. Like, her biggest ace is the Suicide Squad, and they are all B-list at best.
Yeah.
The strongest of them is a B-list character.
Hunt. Sorry, it's the shark guy.
I don't even. What is it? Human Shark? Isn't that his name?
Something stupid. Nanawe. That's his actually real name is Nanawe. I like how I know Nanawe.
Yeah. So she doesn't have. That's one thing in these universes when they have a human villain. It kind of drives me nuts how big of a threat they act like these people are when they could just be run through.
Yeah, they could just be murdered easily.
Like, seriously, the boys did it perfectly. It's like, literally just go robbing on their ass. Just run right through them.
Yeah. Because it would be that easy to just be done with someone, so...
And just the way that they treat these human threats... like they can go toe-to-toe with the likes of Superman. With the likes of Black Adam. With the likes of... hell, even Batman? Fuck off.
Yeah, no. No.
You aren't on that level. You don't have the means to get on that level. And the world building is so shit, I don't even know what the state of technology is in this universe.
Yeah, the world building is it's trash.
But I think, again, I blame that more on the universe than this movie. This movie I mean, there definitely are some problems with the world building in this movie, like intergang. As far as I can recall, I don't recall them being mentioned in any of the other movies.
I don't recall them either. So
I mean, I know they're a relatively big threat in the comics, but in the movies, I don't think they've ever been mentioned.
I don't think they haven't.
And yet they're literally
Front and center.
they're literally a big enough threat to take over Discount Wakanda.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Let's do that.
So, I don't know. What else do we have in the notes?
Let's see. Let's see what we have in our notes here. Well, we talked about a lot of things already. We touched on a lot of characters.
Favorite character is probably Cyclone, just because she wasn't a bitch.
See, and mine is Dr. Fate.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I liked his speech
Yeah.
at the end. Like
he
his.
did some good speeches.
Good speech.
I kind of understand what he was going for.
Yeah.
Only thing that bugs me is, and I know that not all versions of Hawkman are recurring immortals, but that is kind of the common conception of that
you would
character.
think, you would think Dr. Fate.
So they would establish that?
Yeah.
They should either somehow establish that's not how it works. Because it's one of those, like, if you have a character and they have a relatively well-known, well-established power set, if you're going to take one of those powers away, you've got to explain that, because you've got to assume most of the people that watch it
Like are gonna know.
are going to know.
Are pretty knowledgeable about his character.
So if you take a power away from a character that it would be reasonable to assume that they have, you have to explain somehow. They have to put somewhere that out of play, or I would like it that way anyway.
I mean, and this is not just like any power though. Like this is
Literally,
reincarnation. Like
it's literally the reason Dr. Fate dies.
yeah,
It's the reason we're questioning his death.
correct.
And the fact that it's a well-known enough power for relative normies like us to be like, he shouldn't
Like be worried about.
I mean, yeah, it's a bummer that you won't see your friend for 30 years or whatever, but if he'll be back, it's literally just a minor inconvenience.
Like you've already established that you've been around for years.
Yeah,
so,
you're over 100.
Yeah, the helmet
So
has allowed
clearly
you
it's
to live.
keeping you alive.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, that was one of the confusing parts for me about the move.
Plus he just has the helmet in his hand and he's able to use Dr. Fate's magic, and I get that that's probably the spirit in the helmet. Probably.
Yeah.
That'd probably be the excuse they use. But
I mean, I guess I could see the reason why him being like, oh, Fate showed me how to do this with the helmet, and because he's clearly they're close and they've been working together for years.
And you saw the helmet's eyes were glowing when he was touching it, so clearly whatever spirit is there was helping him.
Yeah.
But again, we run into the fact that this is literally the one guy you shouldn't be worried about dying, because it sucks. He's out of commission for a while, but it's more like he needs bed rest and he's actually dead because of how his power works.
Right.
So,
Yeah. I guess at the end of the day, for me, I guess you could wait for HBO Max.
Yeah, wait for HBO Max. The one thing I would say is, from my understanding, The Rock is actually a fan of comics and a fan of the character. I'm pretty sure, from what I understand, he was actually the one who advocated to have Shazam first. So I respect him for wanting to do it right. For that reason and that reason alone, I might say go see it. But go see it on like a matinee or...
I honestly think that, maybe I'm wrong, but I also thought I heard that he was also advocating to get Cavill back as Superman as well. So
if that's the case, I respect that.
Yeah.
Like I said, the fact that he... it was a very meh movie,
Mm-hmm.
but
That was a movie.
the things that pissed me off weren't present. Like, the things that make me angry were, if they were present, they were very, very blink and you miss it moments.
Right.
Biggest thing is, I just think I need to understand where the continuity lays. As fucked as the MCU is at this point, at least you kind of know sequentially. Like, this happened before this, and they're all in the same continuity. Or at least you did until She-Hulk fucked
I
it
was
up.
scared to say, yeah. Yeah, I remember when it was like that.
Or
Yeah.
when Loki and She-Hulk fucked it up.
Yeah.
Um,
I think the DC EU just needs like a hard reset.
yeah,
And they're probably doing that, working on that. So I guess long story short, Ezra Miller's out, Henry Cavill's in, and we're super excited about it.
yes.
All right. Well, that concludes our review today. In the words of Blacked in America, what does he say, Joe?
Do better.
Do better, people.
Yes,
Whatever
we
you
need to do better, Senator.
Whatever you do in life, do better.